guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to show you various methods you could use to do your headbands at home with or without a sewing machine. So for the purpose of this video, we're going to be using fabrics, elastic bands, threads, glue gun, needles, scissors, and decorative beads. The first method is very easy, and for those who don't have sewing machines at home. For this method, you are going to need an elastic band, needle and thread, scissors, and a decorative fabric. And for this headband, I'm going to use this tulle fabric for the decoration. But you have to measure the band before knowing the exact size to cut it, be it for a child or for an adult. After cutting the elastic band, you have to go ahead and sew these corners. If you have a machine, you can just pass that through the machine, but if not, you could use a needle and thread and do a firm back stitch at this edge. I'm going to show you all how to do a back stitch. In getting a back stitch, you have to join the two heads together, and then you take your needle and start from the lower section and you fasten it very strong. When you're sure that you have secured this under part, you can then go ahead and do your back stitch, and this is how you do the back stitch. You go back, you go forward, you go back again, you go forward, and you just keep repeating the process till you get to the end. Now when you get to the end, you still have to fasten it the same way you fasten the lower end. So you have to fasten the both ends so it can be strong enough. Now when you are sure that the stitches are really firm, you can cut off your thread. As you can see, the stitches are really firm, almost like that of a machine. Now I'm going to cut off my thread and this excess fabric. And I usually use something like a gas lighter or a match and just pass the fire through to just melt these edges, these rough edges. Now we have our band ready. It's time for us to make the decoration. To create the decoration for the headband, I'm going to use this tulle fabric. First, I bend it together, then I go in again, and when I'm sure it's really straight, I bend it again. At this point, it's ready for me to create my bow. And how am I going to create my bow? I'm just going to join the needle just like this, and I'm going to use some thread and tie it at the center to secure the decoration. Now my bow is ready. It's time for me to attach that to the headband. Now I'm going to attach it at the center where I had the stitches so that this could be hidden. I'm going to place it directly on top of the headband and use the remainder of the thread to just continue tying. Now the bow is attached to the headband. Now I'm going to use the same fabric to secure this needle to hide this thread so the thread cannot be visible. I'm just going to bend it neatly and go around again. So at this point, you could still use your needle to stitch it behind, or you use your glue gun. I'm going to use my glue gun to glue that behind. I already switched off my glue gun off camera. I'm just going to apply a little bit of glue and stick that onto the headband. The headband is ready. but I'm going to just add some more spice by decorating it. I have various sizes ranging from big to medium and small. I'm going to be sticking the beads on top of the headband using my glue gun. And this is the end product. Onto the second, I'm going to use this stretchy denim fabric. I already cut it according to the size I wanted it to be. Now I'm going to sew it from up to down using the sewing machine. Now it has been stitched and I'm going to turn it to the good side. Next, I have to join these edges to create the design of the headband. I'm going to turn it to the other side. And then join the two heads together. Now I'm going to join the two ends together. Take the first one and place it at the middle like this. And I'm going to place this one at the middle. Then I'm going to bend this other part under and bend this other part on top. When doing this, you have to make sure it's straight. At this point now, I'm going to sew it straight with a machine. I went ahead and stitched it off camera. I'm going to cut off this excess fabric. After cutting that off, I'm just going to turn the fabric back onto the good side. This is the end product. On to the third design, I'm going to use this fabric and this headband and glue gun to create the design. First, I'm going to cut a little piece of the fabric which I'm going to use to border the headband. With the use of the glue gun, I'm going to use this fabric to border the headband. The headband has been bordered with the fabric. Next, I'm going to create the decoration. Firstly, I'm going to bend the fabric into two and bend it again into another half and cut to form a circle. I'm going to cut about 3 or 4 of these sizes and cut about 3 or 4 of sizes that are smaller than this, and then create the flower. Now I have 3 big circles and 3 small circles. I'm going to go ahead and create the flower. We take the first circle, bend it into 2 again, making sure that these edges are really sharp, and then you twist this edge to create a flower petal. You use your thread and needle to sew it through. After creating the first petal, I'm going to take a small circle, bend into 2, bend into another 2 again. Using the same thread, I'm going to just crisscross. And then I'm going to continue with a big petal and then a small petal, a big petal and then a small petal, just using the same formula. Now the headband and the decoration is ready. I'm going to go ahead using my glue gun. I'm going to glue the decoration on top of the headband, and I'm going to decorate it with this bead. I'm going to use my glue gun, apply some glue at the center, and just press that. Now the flower is ready. I'm just going to place that on top of the headband. And this is the finished product. On to the next headbands. I'm going to use these fabrics. Now I've already cut them in even sizes into 3. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go bend them evenly like this and iron. I've ironed the fabrics off camera. Now I'm going to join the 3 together using the glue gun. Now that it's joined, I'm going to braid it. I'm going to glue the 3 parts here, making sure that this elastic fabric is left out. On to the next, I'm going to use this scuba fabric. It's very stretchy and easy to handle. So I cut this for the headband and this for the bow. I'm going to sew the 2 edges using a machine. Then I'll turn it to the good side. To create the bow, I'm going to carefully fold the center and use thread to tie it to secure the knots. And then I'm going to attach the bow to the headband. To make the thread invisible, I'm going to just layer it with a little bit of the fabric. And finally, I'm going to decorate it with some beads to give it more beauty. We've come to the end of this video. Hope you learned a thing or two. Thanks so much for watching and see you all in my next video.